Hi crafters, welcome back to another segment of KISS. Keep it simple, Sylvia. This is the last week in July, and so we'll be wrapping up our odds and ends. I don't know why I called it odds and ends because it's been more recycling, so maybe next month I'll call it recycling and actually do odds and ends. I don't know. Anyways, today what we're going to do is we're going to work with coffee filters, recycling coffee filters. These are wonderful pieces of paper. I just love coffee filters. You can purchase coffee filters really cheap, like at the dollar store. And I always have these on hand. When you get them and they're really kind of stuck together, the easiest way to get them unstuck is just turn them inside out. And that just kind of breaks the tension out of them. And you can fan them out real easily and work with them a lot better. The first thing that I ever made out of a coffee filter was a doily. I love doilies. I think doilies are just absolutely precious. I love anything Victorian, anything lacy. And my mom and dad had an old, it was called a Chemex coffee filter system. And it was an old drip system. And it was more like a cylinder shape of a coffee filter. It was kind of like this. That's how you used to have to put it together to put it into the pot, and then you put your coffee in it and dripped over it. But, you know, they're just round little things, and you had to fold them up. And the first thing I saw was doilies out of them because it was already round. It wasn't a piece of paper that I had to cut up and make round. And so I just went through them like crazy. And I actually even like the ones that were used when, you know, the coffee was all done. And I would dump the grounds out and just let them dry, and then I could flick off any grounds that were stuck because of the marvelous color that was. I just absolutely loved that coffee stained color because it was always so uneven. It was never even. And that's the neat thing about coffee filters is the way they wick up color. They wick it up just so cool. I love it. So anyways, the first thing that I did, like I said, was make doilies. And what you do is you just fold it in half and fold it in half again and keep folding it in half. And the more that you fold it in half, the more cuts you're going to be able to make and make it look more like a doily. And I used to just sit around for hours doing this stuff, and I would hang them from the ceiling. I'd put them on strings and hang them from the ceiling because they just look, in my bedroom, they look so cute. And I'm just making random cuts. I'm going to make triangle cuts, elongated cuts, rounded kind of cuts, whatever. Just getting holes in here. And just the more cuts you make, the more frilly the doily's going to be. And then at the top, I'm just going to like cut some pointy triangle kind of things up at the top, just to give the doily, instead of a completely round shape, it'll be okay. And if you can, you kind of keep your ends together so when you cut, they're all the same. And just cut in. You see, I'm just absolutely doing this as random as possible. And then just a little tip off. Don't cut too much off the bottom. And you see I've got some open space here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that as best I can. I'm not going to be able to go through all the thicknesses, but at least I can get some cuts in here. Just random. And then I'll go back and I'll do it fold it back this way and do the same thing again. Just get some cuts in. Okay, and then just open it back up again. And every time you do this, you always end up with something different. Isn't that cute? You have your own little doily. Now, what I use them for now when I do this is I use them for backgrounds on cards, because obviously you can cut this down. It doesn't have to be as big as what a regular coffee filter is. You can see it's quite substantial. It's the size of my hand. But, you know, you can tear them into different pieces and use them as backgrounds of cards and stuff. Put them on a scrapbook layout. I just think they're so beautiful. Here's another one I made. This is so easy to do. Okay, what else can we do? I mean, with coffee filters, we can do lots with coffee filters. What I like to do also is just kind of just fold them up again, and there's no rhyme or reason to this. just however you want to do it. Just kind of gather them up and kind of fluff them out a little bit. This is actually going to be like a flower. And just kind of fluff them. I like them because they already got some kind of dimension to the edge here. And you see I've kind of gathered it down here at a point. And just kind of twist it. And then I'm going to get another one. And do the same thing. Just kind of fold it in half. Fold it in half again. Just so I've got something I can start working with. Twist it a little bit. Kind of twist them together. Kind of fluff it out. And you can see, you know, we're starting to get the shape of a carnation or something. Grab another one. Do the same thing to it until I get it to the fullness that I want. And then also, it's sometimes easy to start using hot glue to kind of glue this together as you start adding more and more to it. And just kind of fluff them out. Sort of like when you're making a tissue paper flower, how you fluff them all out. Okay. And then this next one, I'm going to just put it in the center and let it fold up around it. And just kind of gather it. And once again, twist it. So it'll stay in place. Fluff it out a little bit. And do the same. Add another one. And just get it the size that I want. And these are going to be substantial again. There's nothing small about these at all. Twist it down on the bottom. Isn't that cute? Just how simple is that? You can, once again, you can make them into, you know, a flower arrangement or anything. Put them on bamboo stick like this, you know, you glue them in the center, put it down through the center. Or you could put them on pipe cleaners. Put them on a pipe cleaner. Wrap a pipe cleaner around it and finish it off that way. Isn't that cute? And of course you can color these. You can color them with anything that you want. Any, you know, like spray ink or watercolor paint or even latex paint. I've got some distress inks that I'm going to ink up some with. These are my favorite combination of peacock feathers and spice marmalade. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put it down on my craft mat here. And get some spice marmalade down on that. Some spice marmalade. I'll do some wild honey. Picked raspberries. Put some water on it. Then I'm going to ink up some of these coffee filters. And see how that distress ink reacts. Now you don't have to use distress ink. You can use watercolor markers, you know, Crayola watercolor markers. And just see how, do you see how quick that took that up? It just wicks it up really, really cool. I'm gonna, okay, now I'm just gonna spray these with some water just to help distribute that ink around. And then I'm gonna scrunch them up into a tight ball. I'm gonna do that with another set too. Let's get these things inked up again. Do you remember back when we were doing our paper flowers and then we did the paper flowers where we scrunched them up with regular printer paper and then my all-time favorite, which is paper bags? You can do the same thing with this. These are that's kind of cool because the texture of the filter is incredible. I love the texture of it. Okay, just help distribute the ink a little bit better. And then I'm going to dry these with my heat tool, and I'll be back when they're dry. Okay, I've got them all dry. And I've got them separated. You have to be real careful when you separate them, just like any papers, they'll tear, but they are pretty tough. What we're going to do now is we're going to make a little butterfly. Okay, just kind of rough it out, you know, straighten it out a little bit. And then we're just going to do an accordion fold on this, back and forth, accordion fold. Get it all folded up as many times as you can get an accordion fold in there. Okay, and then take a pipe cleaner, and all I did was just cut this in half. Well, and now just gather it in the middle of your fan folded coffee filter. Give it a couple twists just to hold it in place. Get your little bamboo skewer and kind of make like little rounded antennae on this little guy here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of pull these apart a little bit. And now we've got a cute little butterfly. How sweet is that? You hang these up outside. If you want, you can shape the leaf so it looks like a butterfly leaf. Just kind of poke it in there. How cute would that be on a canvas? Hang it from, put some string on it and string a whole bunch of these together and hang them out on the patio and watch them blow in the breeze. Isn't that sweet? Okay, we'll do another one. Make up another one. Kind of straighten it out a little bit. And I like when we crumple this all up because it does give it some really sweet texture. Okay, and just do another fan fold, accordion fold, back and forth. Many times as you want to. Do as little or as much. It just kind of helps to gather it a little better so that you can put your pipe cleaner on it. Put your pipe cleaner on it in the center. Fold it up and over. Give it a twist. Make some cute antennae by using anything you can to curve it around. Paintbrush, the bamboo skewer, and let's just fluff this one out. And if it's not dead center, you can always slide it down and get it into the center more. How sweet is this? Oh my gosh, I just love these little things. Pinch it in the center, cut it, whatever you want to do. These would be so cute on a canvas. Even a nice, great big huge butterfly on a fairly substantial card would be cute too. Okay, so there we got our little butterflies. Aren't they adorable? Colors aren't coming out real good on this because this peacock feathers is really a nice shade of turquoise. Okay, now what are we going to do with the rest of these? We are going to make some little flowers out of them. What you can do is you can cut this down into a smaller flower just by folding it and then cutting it. We'll do that with a couple. Don't throw this away. We can do stuff with this. Do that. Let's cut some down. Maybe 5. Okay, I'm just going to stack them together because I'm cutting them. They can be same size, smaller, it doesn't matter, just whatever kind of circle you want to cut. Love the texture when they're all crumpled up like this too. It's really cool. Okay, that's 3. Here's 4. and then 5. This would make really great texture backgrounds for tags too. Use some matte media and apply it to the back of a tag. They're wonderful. Okay, so I've got 5 of them here. And I'm just going to staple this in the center. This is just like how we did those other flowers way back when. Okay, just staple them. Put a staple in there. And now I'm just going to start scrunching the center together. Just start scrunching these all together. Okay, all scrunched. Give it some good. Okay, and then we're just going to kind of feather it back out again. There we go. Got ourselves another cute little flower. This one's kind of big because I cut it kind of big. I made some other ones earlier. Here's a little smaller one. And another one. Aren't they sweet? They almost feel like a crepe paper. They're so cool. Okay. Now, what are you going to do with these things? These, like I said, would make really great background. You can put on a tag. Here's the tag I've got. And just glue it on. Well, some multimedia. Stick it on. And you've got a really nice texture for background of a tag. Or what we can do, we can make another type of a flower out of them. Just kind of playing around with them. I'm just going to cut them apart. And then I'm going to lay some hot glue down on my mat here. And I'm just going to start laying it around the edge and gather it around the edge of the hot glue. And just keep going in a circular motion around the edge, making sure that I touch the coffee filter into the hot glue. And if the glue starts to harden up as you're doing this, you can always get your heat tool out and soften that glue down again. And then press the coffee filter into the hot glue so it catches. Okay, now I'm going to drop some more on it in the center and on the coffee filter itself. And I'm going to do another roll. I'll just cut this and just start laying it in there and really starting to scrunch it all up like accordion type pleats again. Just pushing it all together in the center. Gathering it all in there until I get the center look that I want. I'll probably have to stick some more glue back down in there. And just keep coiling this around. Making a cute little tight center. And I'm just going to cut that off. Okay, now I'm going to let that set up because the hot glue is still hot. And then when it's all dry, I can take it off of my mat. See if I can find the ones that I did earlier. Yeah, here's one that I made earlier doing the same thing with. Just put some hot glue down and just kind of wound these little stray edges up on that. Here's another one I made earlier too, that if you have one of the punches, you know, one of these kind of punches, you can punch the petals out, and I just put a brad in here to hold them together, to hold it together, and then just kind of scrunched it all up into another type of a flower. And another one that I did earlier, the same technique where I just was turning everything around, and then I just put some yellow tip on it. The same thing that I did, and here I used a pipe cleaner and secured it. Here's another one doing that same technique that we just did here, using up some of the leftover ones. Another one like that. Here's another little butterfly I made. I just love these little butterflies. I think they're so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, let's see if this is dry. If this is dry, I can lift it up. And it's still a little wet, but that's okay. If it's dry, it comes up real easily. Yeah, it's still sticky. But there you go. You can see how cute that little flower is. Now, if it happens to come apart, that's not a problem like this is. This is a good example. All you got to do is just get your heat gun, heat up the back again. Scrunch it back together again. There you go. Fluff it up. A cute little coiled up little flower. So sweet, so simple, so inexpensive. I love how colorful all this is. Well, I hope you enjoyed this segment of KISS, Keep It Simple Sylvia. And that's it for the month of July. And I'll be right back with a recap of everything that we've made for the month. Okay, crafters, it's recap time. All right, so we just got done making all sorts of different things out of coffee filters. We made little doilies. We made these adorable little butterflies. How cute is that? I mean, how cute this would be if you strung these together and you hung like a little mobile in a baby's room. Wouldn't that be sweet? And then we made all these different kinds of little flowers. And then I just stuck a whole bunch of stuff on a tag for a background. It's kind of cute. And then last week we made flowers out of egg cartons. How cute are these? I just love these. And then I mounted them on bamboo skewers. I just poked a bamboo skewer down through the center of them and just put some hot glue to hold them in place. And now I have them permanently in my office on my desk, where I can look at these every single day and get a smile because I have permanent flowers to look at. And then also the week before, we worked with toilet paper rolls. And we made these cute little holders. You know, this one here, like a pillow box type folder. And then these are the ones that look like a fortune cookie. Open them up. This is one that I just covered in washi tape. All sorts of different washi tapes. And then I went down on the inside a little bit with the washi tape too, just to give it some look on the inside. I love the shape of these things. These are just adorable. And then we made this little journal too out of a toilet paper. And got it all bound together. Just did a simple binding on it. Using scrap pieces of paper. That's all that I used here, was just pieces of paper that I had in my scrap. And then to tie it together, hold it together, I just used the hemp twine that we bound it with. And I left it long enough and just so I could tie it together. Love the size of this thing. It just fits in your hands so nice. Which means it'll fit in a purse very nicely. Nice little brag book. And that's sweet. And then for the first week in the month, because it was 4th of July, we did our newspaper weaving. Actually, I made this out of, this was the newspaper. And then other ones I made out of flyers, like this one. This one, I just love the colors of this. It's all finished off real nice. And then this great big huge one that I just let the size of the newspaper dictate the width and the depth. And like I said before, it's so big it's the size of 2 placemats I could get. I'm going to back to zoom out a little bit, see a little bit better. It's just so huge. Makes for a great mat to put in the center of a table. And then that one again. This is a perfect size. Just an absolute perfect size for putting something hot down on a table. And then our placemat. And then all the goodies that we just got done doing. Well, there you have it, crafters. Another month is gone. Gosh, where's this year going? I can't believe that this is the end of July and August is going to be here and the kids are going to be going back to school. Just amazing. Where's the time go? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the month of July with me, and I'll see you back here again for the month of August. Enjoy the rest of your summer, and I'll see you again next week when we have another segment of KISS, Keep It Simple Sylvia, getting back to basics and crafting. Bye for now.